What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today, we have one of my favorite subjects, versatility, and the importance of utility players in FIFA, whether it's early on, mid-stage, or late game scenario as we are in now. And if you need some luck for the weekend, drop a like on the video. And I'm giving out special shout outs if any of you guys have ideas for lists, because I like to put together these types of ranking, ups, downs, in betweens. We get creative. We use that vernacular as a FIFA enthusiast. Drop those comments down below. I'll use your ideas 100%. We keep it official with the whistle, and we have 15 names. It's gonna be quick fire. And I want a disclaimer. I know team of the season has started, and there's probably gonna be some new team of the season players that should probably be included, and you're welcome to talk about those as well. They just haven't arrived just yet by the time that we're recording this. That's my disclaimer. Criteria: these players can play anywhere. The more positions, the better the looks. Maybe I shouldn't say anywhere, but they have depth in terms of what they're able to fulfill, their role on the squad, off the bench, starting 11. You need someone to fill in a blank. All of these players can do that. And this is performance-based, never about price points or value, just what you're receiving on the actual virtual pitch. The deliverables, as some would say. Alaba, team of the season. Fullback, center back, holding mid, center mid. Any of these defensive or boxing roles in here be good to go. New drop, making head waves or wavelengths. He's making noise when he walks into the house party. Alaba's become sort of a mini Davies in a certain regard. I don't know if I want to stretch it that far, even though they're teammates and you got those green links. But I've been impressed with Alaba. I think a lot of you share in that same type of feeling or experience if you used him or if you've gone up against him. And you can see his potential playing in a role outside of just the defensive back line. Also, you can put him as a winger or a wing back. It just depends what your team sort of starts looking like. Vidal, one of my favorites. And he's definitely a player you want to have in the middle of the pitch. I'm not going to get up here in front for the camera. But with those 5-star skills, it does help Vidal fill in a few more positions. As stated, he's mainly designed for the midi. But if needed, no problem filling in as a center back. Maybe you get to stretching, a little bit of yoga in the mornings, you put him as a winger. Doesn't really have that breakaway pace, but with the skills, he can definitely cut inside. He'll help you generate an attack. I love Vidal's positioning, and I use him most weekends. If I score 30 games, this guy's getting 15 plus goals as a center mid. That's some extra credit. Zambrotta, and it started with the baby for me. Don't play that song. If you know the song, it'd be the hospital for me. Extremely impressed with the moments version. Good quality, good prep work. Also has that capability to play in the middle of the pitch, to play as a fullback, a center back. I've used him in all these positions. He's sound, he's reliable, and would have no issue being a winger either, just depending on how you're prioritizing that wing position. Some of you need your wingers to score a lot of goals or to get in behind. Others are using them as outlets, crossing, you're chasing back. You want to have more of a defensive variant or factor. I understand, and that's why I bring in that statement that it kind of does depend on your personal priority. Curtis Jones, $1.50. Or $1.50. Maybe the biggest overachiever we've seen in FIFA 21. Sure, the stats look good, solid on paper, but when you get that in-game experience, come on! You couldn't have predicted this. FIFA goodness, competitive level player. We've seen him used all throughout his introduction at the pro level, esports ready. And for what you were getting, very affordable. I know that it's not necessarily part of my criteria, but I still want to throw it out there. Center back, holding mid, box to box. I've used him as an attacking mid. I've played him as a winger. It wasn't always out of choice. I'll be transparent. I've had a couple red cards, so just some unusual situations where I needed Curtis Jones to fill in, and he hit the all of the above for you lovely gentlemen that are still in school or remember that selection. I'm not sure if that crosses over past the American dream. I feel that that is an American answer choice on exams and tests. Someone let me know. Renato Sanches, defensive lockdown weapon. Has that versatility, whether you need a fullback, something in the midfield. You can even run him as a wing back pretty easily. Once again, just depends what you're looking for. But ideally, this guy's also going to be an asset in the midi. That's where you're really focusing. He wins those matchups. One of the best midfielders in FIFA FIFA 21. I think the majority of you watching have completed Renato Sanches. You can co-sign him. He's just not as naturally gifted as an attacker, so I believe you'd be forcing Renato Sanches when it comes down to maybe playing as a center attacking mid or a striker. I don't know if that's going to have a lot of free flow or fluidity. Cucurella! Put some respect on his name. Man is going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That might have been forced, but I couldn't help myself. He's got most positions covered, and he's free. Absolutely free. Kulusevski. I almost need to make a separate video, because when you look at his stats, you get into the breakdown, you got to kind of start saying this guy's an anomaly player in terms of the overpowered impact. By no means am I saying his stats don't look up to par or don't look as if they'd be weekend league approved, but the competitive level, all day, every day, how he actually performs, the movement, the razzle, the dazzle, the chase back, the confidence, the composure. The only drawback with Kulusevski is if you see him, you know a 5 at the back could be coming for you. This guy's esports ready. Also has some crucial links that have played a factor with why different competitors or players really experimented with Kulusevski and gave him a chance, gave him an opportunity. But he's got variety in the locker, no doubt. Tavernier. This guy's a FIFA demon. He has a 3-star weak foot and 3-star skill moves, and he's still number 8. What? And that type of characteristic, I'll tell you right now, that could be some foreshadowing, but this guy gets you into the groove, whether you play him as a sub, because I've done that plenty. It's not always the easiest to link up. You got him as a starting 11, center back, full back, center mid, wing back, even a classic winger, because he's so fast. I would love to measure Tavernier up against anyone else with pace. Just head down, sprint dribble, top tier. OR. And this started with the foot freeze, where it was one of those underrated foot items, very affordable, overlooked at least initially. And then when you started to get those Christmas lights out, you said, okay, OR, come on down. We could use you. We need this. And now he's got an upgraded foot item, and he can kind of play anywhere. Fullbacks, holding mids, box to box, attacking mid, winger. You can even play OR as a striker. I've used him there as well. Maybe he deserves to even be a little bit higher up, but just wait for the rest of my list. We've got so much good quality. We'll see if you agree or you disagree. Buendia, brand new. Wow. From that initial promo, gotta be one of the standout primetime performers. Where do you prefer playing him? That's maybe my question, because he has high work rate. So even with all the offensive stat lines, and I mean, he's got a lot of green all over the front line. Or if you're getting the behind the scenes, you're looking at that camera work, what's being filmed, what's being produced, a little cinematography, videography, screenshots, zoom in, lights, camera, action. I rate Buendia, whether you want to play him as a center mid, holding mid, a winger, any of the attacking roles, it will work. The only concern, if you're playing him in an attacking role, is those work rates, and then in a more defensive role, he's only 5'8". I'll just leave that there. Wayne Rooney. Man, this foot item is special. I think we can all agree he's been a game changer. You go up against him throughout the weekend league, he's a terror. This guy is a killer in the horror movie. Scores goals, very physical, has the skills, finishing from anywhere, and then often is forgotten that he can play as a center mid or even a holding mid. He could be that secondary midfielder is the point that I'm making if you need a little more of an attacking mid, but he's still able to chase back. He's relentless, as Wayne Rooney was. How many moments have we seen where Wayne Rooney is able to break up a play and then start that counterattack? Even in real life, Wayne Rooney's got to be one of the more versatile players we've seen throughout a career, at least in our years. Think about everything he's accomplished, and at the highest level, what types of positions, roles, tactical awareness, work ethic, you name it, he has it or had it. Maybe he never lost it. They do say class permanent. It makes sense. This foot item is a destroyer. Ruud Gullit. And on screen currently, we have the highest rated Ruud Gullit, but just to be more realistic, it's more likely that you got the 90 overall Ruud Gullit. And he can still play the same positions. A center back role, a center mid role. You can pick a position. I've seen him used as a cam, a center forward, a striker. I don't think that he's quite built to be a winger. And you don't want to lose the size of Ruud Gullit, that presence if you stick him out wide. If you have any of those middle positions, defense, midfield, attack, you just notice him. He never goes away. He has a certain aura, the long hair, the way that he gallops forward and he gallops on the defensive end, and you know that he's coming for you and there's nothing you can do. This is Sleepy Hollow all over again. Bruno just got a new team of the season. We're going to talk about the team of the year. Still slightly higher rated. What doesn't he have? Holding mid, center mid, attacking mid, winger, striker. I don't think you would play him as a fullback, nor would I recommend it. Same as a center back. So you might not get into that back line, but anywhere else on the virtual pitch, and you've got yourself an asset. He is going to be better than almost any player in any of those positions. And that's when you talk about versatility at its finest, at the highest level, the highest degree, where one player can play the majority of the positions on the pitch better than everybody that you have, or that you could buy, or that you would buy, or that are on your bucket list, or your dream pickups. Serious investment, serious result. We're keeping that theme. Alphonso Davies, also a team of the year. And often when I do these lists, I don't include the icons or some of the team of the year players. I just felt we're getting at the end of the year. I might as well throw them into the mix. Do you prefer that? The only issue and a big reason that I exclude them in some of the other lists is because it would be so icon or team of the year driven for the list that it would take other players out of the argument or the equation. And I don't like when things get predictable. I want strong, bold opinions. I don't want us to get soft on the YouTube channel. I don't want things to get too easy. But Davies, you name it, he could play it. Fullback, center back, attacking mid, holding mid, box to box, winger, striker. I've seen him used everywhere, especially as a super sub. At the pro level, all day, every day, weekend league, you can name the position. I'd even try him out as a goalkeeper at this point. Why not? Alphonso Davies is an absolute phenom. On the pitch, in real life, and on the virtual pitch. There's nothing that he really lacks in terms of being a competitor or being competitive, being dynamic, prolific, understanding, compassionate, cooperative. Feel as if I'm talking about a relationship with Davies. We should move on. Top tier Atal, and I think many of you could predict this. Who else could be in this position? Foot birthday, happy birthday, Youssef. We believe in you. We know what you're all about, and that's everything. Name a position he can't play. I talked about Davies, but I'm willing to run a weekend league with Atal in goal. Something tells me that he's capable, that he's going to be a surprise. Even though he's not the biggest, not the tallest, doesn't have any goalkeeper statistics, but I might as well give him a run because everywhere else on the virtual pitch, dominant. Freaking dominant. He's so talented that it comes into this conclusion, or we have this discussion, where do you play him? What do you need? Where should you prioritize? Is he better as a winger? Is he better as a striker? Maybe a midfield role? Do you prefer the classic or the vintage as a fullback? Oh, you want a fast center back? Atal can do that too. This guy is amazing. And did I mention 5-star weak foot, 5-star skill moves? As if you needed the extra helpers or a little more of the bonus. It's just ridiculous. I'm looking at the stats. It's a cheat code, and you've used them, you played against them. We try to relate to them. This is somebody that you want in your friend group. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to drop some love. It's free to subscribe. I appreciate all of you coming on a daily basis since we're uploading daily all year long. If you want the gameplay, it's on Twitch, but I have a lot more content coming out ASAP. Good luck this weekend, homies.